Hey guys, I am very excited to premiere what I think is one of the best Red Ranger figures we've ever gotten. Here we have the Comic-Con exclusive Legacy Red Ranger figure. He's almost exactly 6.5 inches tall. The Comic-Con version is a little bit different than the one that's going to be in stores. The Con exclusive comes with 2 chrome swords, Red Ranger's Power Sword and the Megazord sword. And instead of just being straight red, he's a little bit translucent, a little bit darker, a little bit shimmery, I might say. Very pretty. Also included is the Blade Blaster that fits in the holster, but not actually in gun mode. They're only doing 1,000 pieces for Comic-Con. You get yours at the Bandai booth at San Diego Comic-Con, and I'll have more specific instructions on how to buy in the video description right below the video. Alright, let's get back to my previous statement. I said this is one of the best figures I think we've ever gotten. Going all the way back to '93, between the US and Japan, we've certainly got a lot of different Red Ranger figures. I would typically describe myself as a 5-inch figure person. I love the 5-inch line and all the villains, and I was pretty happy with these figures, and the weapons are painted. You guys may remember these from '07 when they were doing the anniversary during Overdrive, and they released a bunch of different Red Ranger figures. Very muscular. And then we got a very similar figure during Megaforce that is also very muscular. And with these guys, you couldn't have a full team. The movement and the articulation on him is not only fantastic, but you don't end up with all these like unsightly screw holes and like weird parts where he has to move that just kind of look unsightly. Even the figure arts, as much as I love the figure arts, had the kind of weird shoulder thing going on, and they're delicate as well. And with this, you know, I'm not afraid of doing that and breaking him, right? And you still get all that nice movement, and he's not going to break. You won't find one single screw hole on him. His head is not on a ball joint, so it can't go side to side, but it can go up and down. And you can spin it all the way around. You can still get quite a bit of motion out of him that way. The torso can spin from left to right, but it doesn't go past there. And then also up and down. You can turn the thigh like that. And then, of course, he can kick, goes all the way around. The knee can kind of bend in 2 places, so he can do something like that. The boot can spin all the way around, and then his foot can also spin all the way around, and then it has a nice range of motion on top of that, like that. He does not come with extra hands, however, his hands come off. They don't just like come off, but they come off easy enough when you pull them, unlike with the figure arts where you're always so afraid this little piece at the end is going to end up in the hand. How many of you guys have had that issue? So I don't know, maybe some other releases might come with additional hands. We'll have to see. The arm will only go up to there, so you have to turn it around like that, but then, you know, that's not a big deal. Because you can still get all the motion you want when you spin that part, like that. Then his elbow bends, so I assume Tommy will be able to play the flute. Let's pretend this is the Dragon Dagger. Alright, there's a sloppy pose, but I'll bet Green Ranger will be able to hold the flute, you know. Just like the boot, the glove can turn 360. The hand is, of course, on a ball joint. Morpher is fully painted. Holster is on the correct side. The helmet looks great. He can effortlessly hold the sword with both hands, and look at that. It just goes up over his head and down. That's really great. You guys can go through old episodes and pick out like your favorite poses, and I'll bet he can do just about any one of them. Of all the Red Rangers they've done, how many of them can do this? I think a lot of people are going to be very happy with these. And they're not just doing Mighty Morphin. At the moment, Bandai does plan to do every single team. Red and green are shipping in the first wave, along with Ninja Storm red, blue, and yellow. And I think some of you guys know that with the figure is going to be a piece of a Megazord, and as you collect more figures, you build a Megazord. Here it actually tells you what you can expect with what, so like Billy will come with the Triceratops leg, Trini will come with a saber-toothed tiger leg, looks like Zach and Kimberly come with an arm, and then Jason's gonna come with the chest piece. And I assume the head. Some of you guys are gonna have questions that I'll be able to answer fairly soon. At the moment, I notice in this box there is no Build-A-Figure, and it does say 2 exclusive swords. Hopefully the molds are not exclusive, it's just the chrome, but I don't know if the swords are going to be included with the Red Ranger, or if other hands or weapons or anything else are going to be shipping when they have the normal release, but stay tuned for that. I'll be able to answer that fairly soon as well. But at Comic-Con, you're going to get Red Ranger, Red Ranger's chrome sword, Megazord's chrome sword, and the holster does have the Blade Blaster, and he comes in this kind of Jolly Ranchery red color, kind of transparent. Here's kind of another cool thing I noticed. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but he's got like, I would almost describe the smoothness to him as like sea glass. If you guys have ever seen that, it's almost like you could kind of imagine he's wearing a suit, whereas these guys, like, the muscles are just there. For some people, this is still going to be way too muscular, and I'm not really sure what to say to that. I think he looks a little bit healthier than the figure arts, even though I love the figure arts. I think for the most part, people are really going to be thrilled with these. These are really, really nice figures. I hope Bandai does plan to do the guns in gun mode, and hopefully all the weapons will come with each ranger. I think they are. Hopefully they'll combine, but I am really so thrilled with these, and I'm really excited that they're going to be doing so many of them. Now, in the back of the box, it does show that Tommy comes with both the Sword of Darkness and the Dragon Dagger, which is fully painted. And the Wind Rangers are all shown with their ninja swords, so at the moment, that's all I can comment on. But like I said, stay tuned, and I will have more figures. Let's take a look at the new Legacy Red Ranger figure, doing some poses next to some older Red Ranger figures. I don't have any like sticky stuff on his feet. You can actually pose him. You have to spend a minute doing the balancing, but he will stand up. Oh, there we go. There's nothing, no trick photography here. He's really standing like that. Nothing here, I promise. I say that because it doesn't seem like he should be able to balance like that, but he does. So you could actually have him, make the pose cooler yourself. You might have to work at it. Oh, I almost got it again. A little bit longer than I just did, depending on what you're trying to have him do, but... Oh, I did it again. No strings. I need like a hula hoop, right? Can you imagine owning like every single Ranger ever like this? Or at least your favorites. Oh, got it again. I would love Lost Galaxy. Turbo hasn't gotten a lot of love in a while. Wild Force, Time Force. It's just really exciting to think about all the different figures that are possible. And also, like, with these guys, they did, like, one mold and then they painted them. So, like, you can see he's got this kind of weird molding at the top of his boot that isn't necessary for Mighty Morphin, but then probably, like, Lightspeed Rescue or a team like that would have, like, the gold or silver or something going around here, maybe SPD, so, like, they would have that there for them. The Morpher is just painted on. There was no holster. You can see with the Ninja Storm figures, you're not just getting Red Ranger painted to look like Ninja Storm, but any piece that needs to be different is. So they're really doing a great job with these. Really so excited, hooray. This sword is awesome. I wish our Legacy Megazord sword had been remolded instead of, the 2010 version, just chrome. It's really got a nice shape, and it's like got this very satisfying fatness to it like it's supposed to have. Here we have our 2010/2013 Megazord, Legacy Megazord. Take the sword, it just drops right in. But it kind of works. If you put his arm down, you can have it stick out a little bit more. But it works. There's some molding here, which is also painted. The whole thing is chrome. This one's so thin. Yes. Okay, I should have read this before I did the video. Remember what I was saying about the fabric? How you can kind of imagine the suit on him? It actually says it right here. The epic legacy of the Power Rangers lives on in the handsomely crafted Legacy figure collection. Each figure is sculpted with precision to include intricate details of texture and fabric nuance. That's pretty much what I was trying to say. Okay, so I'm not crazy. And is engineered to be highly posable with up to 22 points of articulation for dynamic and authentic posing. That's true. Included with each intricate character is a piece of that series' iconic Megazord. Collect all the Rangers within a series to build a full Megazord figure and complete your Power Rangers series collection. Anyway, so here's the box you will get at Comic-Con. This is, of course, exclusive to Comic-Con, this cover, and it's got this nice pose on the back, which he can do. When I first saw the images of these online, I was like, yes, I need those. And then when I found out that they were going to be bigger, I was like, oh, another scale. And I think a lot of you guys kind of agree with me there. But after we started kind of playing with him to do the stop motion, I was like, wow, he can really pose in a lot of different poses, and he really looks good. I just can't get over how many different poses, and these aren't going to be $40, $50, $150 plus like figure arts where you're paying $650 for a Kyoryuger. $20-ish, somewhere in that range. They may vary by store. I don't think these are Toys R Us exclusive. Don't quote me yet. More info coming. Like, you could really study the picture and get it just really perfect. You could say, okay, wait, no, his elbow needs to come down a little, or he needs to lean forward, or this hand has to be up a little bit higher, his head needs to be up a little. Or, okay, the Morpher is kind of facing that way, but then he's sort of facing like that, but then you still want his head to be looking at you, or maybe he needs to raise his arm, and it's so easy to do. Yes! Thank you, Bandai. Keep them coming, please. More weapons, though, please. So thrilled with these. I mean, it's really hard to even nitpick. It really is. These are really... I can't believe what a good job they did, and I can't believe it's not like just Red Ranger, or just Red Ranger and or Tommy. It's gonna be all the Rangers. I'm gonna need a bigger wall, but that's gonna be very cool someday. Here, he could almost do like some Spider-Man stuff. Here, he could be like kind of sitting at the edge of the box. He can go like that. You gotta have him sit at the edge of the box. Just wait until you see all the poses you can do with him. You're gonna be really happy. Anyway, back to this. I'm like very distracted at the moment. You get this cover, and this of course pulls out like that. If you love the cover, that's part of the convention. And of course, as you might expect with con exclusive or legacy stuff, there is that beautiful gold foil on the front. Shiny, shiny. What about how like sometimes when Jason was in battle and kind of getting beat up and he'd be down on the ground, like sometimes he'd use his sword, right, to kind of stand up, kind of, right, have one hand on the ground, maybe he's looking down. He could really do a lot of stuff. It's interesting how also he's got one set of hands, but they really work in like every pose I've put him in. Alright, I think the most awful things I can say about this figure, I wish his head could tilt from side to side a little bit, that would be cool. And I want a gun mode. Oh wait, aren't the bottom of his feet supposed to be black? That might be a deal breaker. I take back everything nice I said. I'm just kidding. Hopefully the camera is picking up just the really nice shimmer. There are so many different areas just all along here that have to have like pieces so he can get the movement he has to, you know, all the articulation, and it's all red and pretty smooth. Look at that. Here, he could put his, I don't know, he could put his hands behind his head if he has to. Maybe SPD is placing him under arrest because of something he's going to do in the future, or maybe just to do sit-ups, which he can do. And I do think it's unfortunate that not every release is going to have a chrome sword, because man, that really does look great. In the event that there aren't any releases that include the Blade Blaster in the gun mode, he can hold a variety of Blade Blasters from other releases, such as the last Legacy figure, the Automorphin, probably even the 4-inch line, believe it or not. You can still give him a gun. He can hold the 2007 sword. When they form the Power Blaster, Red Ranger's holding a sword like this, and I think he's kind of looking up, right? Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed your first exclusive look at the Red Ranger from the new Legacy line. You probably guessed we're going to be back very soon with some other really good things. For people going to the con, once again, video description, you'll find a direct link to more specific instructions for how you purchase these. They're only sold at the Bandai booth, but I think you have to get tickets in another area at the convention. So, direct link in the video description that explains all that. If you have any questions for the next items that are coming soon, in the comments, I'll read them. And if you have any more questions about the new Legacy Red Ranger figure, I'll read those as well. Very excited. Alright, I'm going to end here. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more new stuff, make sure you're subscribed. I will always be back with many good videos. Thank you guys for watching, and good night.